And so there wasn't much of that.
Why don't you love comics more then?
He will.
I mean, when was the last time I read a comic? I think the last comic I had was like Daredevil 23 when I was a kid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, you know what? It was one of the X-Men with Lady Deathstrike, the first Lady Deathstrike one. And I actually remember because it was very like H.R. Geiger, like weird or like but then she was like in this weird exoskeleton and like it was cool. Anyway, but that was like the last comic book that I ever read. So for me, it's not that I don't enjoy them or that I shouldn't like them more. It's that I don't read them. Mm-hmm. So I will start to try to read them more.
But can I just say?
Yes.
Because you didn't come to my... Remember, I was like, I'm going to say some
you
shit.
Didn't come to my birthday.
We all have movies... I think we all have movies like Apocalypse Now. I'm not going to out you.
Sure.
I know some of yours.
You wanted me to come to your defense.
Because we all have movies like that that we
course.
know, but they don't do.
I agree with you. I understand. I didn't
like one, for instance, of yours might be...
The scene from Heat. You know what I mean? Like, everybody loves the scene from Heat. I don't.
Movies that everyone's supposed to like, but I don't like.
Yeah.
God, I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Dan's like,
I need someone else. I need someone.
No, but I know. I understand.
I remember we went through that list of movies. Wow, you never saw Good, Bad, the Ugly.
Right, I've never seen it.
But you never saw it.
But I think it's different than seeing it and going, I don't get what people like about it.
You're right, it's true. It's true.
There are stuff like that.
All right, well, I'm excited now about...
Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane I love.
Citizen Kane's good. Citizen Kane's still good,
It's a little boring.
All right, well, but you know what? In the coming weeks, I think the comic section, I mean, we're not going to do it every week, but in the coming weeks, hopefully we're going to kind of build some momentum, and then we'll talk about, like, the stuff that's actually coming out now, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
And I like it because I see all these movies that are turned into, or comic books that are turned into movies, and I'm like, well, I really like that movie. And they're like, well, did you read the comic? And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know it was a comic. So I'm really excited to get back into that. So.
All right, dudes.
Cool.
Radsies.
Bam.
Stuff that we can't even cram into a little show.
I am so excited about
It'll be 10 hours.
What we heard about Watchmen.
Dude, yes.
We walked out of that and
couldn't stop talking about it.
Couldn't stop talking about it.
Yes.
I'm in love with Zack Snyder. He said all the issues that I had with Watchmen, he said exactly what I wanted to hear.
Dude, but I love that you turned and said we could have totally not seen this panel, and then literally 2 sentences into Zack Snyder's thing, he's like leaning forward and he was like,
I was the guy who said I don't ever want to see a Watchmen movie made.
Agreed.
I don't make it.
Yeah.
And now I'm so excited for this.
He said it too.
Stormtrooper.
Yeah. You gotta love Stormtroopers. What's up, Ross? He actually made me more excited about Watchmen, the comic book. Although I was, when he said that there was going to be a pirate thing, I never really dug the pirate thing, so I was like,
Yeah, but you'll dig it.
I will dig it the way he said. Do it, yeah.
Everything that he said was exactly what I wanted to hear, you know, that he's letting the book direct the movie a little bit.
Dude, when he said that, he said when you shoot that first shot of Rorschach with the hook through the thing, he goes, you'd be an asshole not to shoot it the exact way it was drawn.
And when I saw 300, that's what I thought to myself. I said, we've finally gotten to the point where comic books are respected enough that the guy will let that dictate how he sees the movie.
Right.
You know? He so clearly respects the source material. I can't be more excited.
And I love that what all he wants from Alan Moore is if he ever watches it, which he doesn't think he will, that he just says, they fucked this up not so much.
Not as much as I expected.
The one other thing he said that I think is one of the most beautiful, profound statements about all high art.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What he said, I'm going to say it wrong, but he was like...
Start to say it, I don't remember how he said it.
He was something about was setting it in the 80s as opposed to setting it, updating it.
Let the audience come to Watchmen rather than us going to the audience.
Hey, this makes me think something.
And also, what you said, I said, don't update it so that it's about Bush and
you make it about the war of terror.
More
it's an allegory now.
Right, make it about what it is, about in the 80s.
And it will apply. Let the audience make those connections.
And let them come out of the thing going, this makes me think of...
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go buy some fucking comics. Unless you seek it, you will survive. Unless you seek it, it will never be seen.
Yeah. But check it out. All right. So, in other news, Comic-Con is next week. We've already got sprinkles of news leading up to it. We have a Watchmen trailer, a Terminator 4 Salvation trailer. We have Star Trek leaks of the posters for Star Trek, the new J.J. Abrams Star Trek. We're going to talk about all of that, specifically Watchmen, much more in depth, because we're actually going to be seeing
on stage live at Comic-Con is where we're going to be talking about that, Dan?
Yes.
What did you know?
So we're allegedly going to be seeing scenes or sequences from Watchmen at Comic-Con. So, we had a taste of the trailer. I want to briefly, very briefly, just a little bit of how you thought about that taste, but more importantly, of all the things that we're supposed to see, maybe we might get some Darren Aronofsky RoboCop news. We might see some more Friday the 13th. Michael Bay produced The Wolfman, that Benicio del Toro Wolfman. Yeah. Rick Baker's going to be there at Comic-Con. Hopefully we can attend that. What are you most excited for to see at Comic-Con, and what do you think of all this stuff? Terminator, we may not see at Comic-Con, so you can talk maybe about the trailer that just was released.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like everything that I was excited about last year at Comic-Con is like hitting me in the face right now, and so I don't even know what to be excited about. You know what I mean? Like Watchmen stuff, cool. Wolfman, cool. Terminator, cool. Robo, cool. But it's like I'm so still in the mindset of being blown away that there was Hulk stuff and the Iron Man stuff and Dark Knight stuff, and there was some Watchmen stuff even back then. So it's like I haven't even put the hat on of here's the stuff that we're going to see at Comic-Con. Get prepared, little man.
It's definitely this year. It's a shame that we didn't get to see Dark Knight, and we saw a little bit we heard about Hulk, we didn't see anything. This Comic-Con is happening in an awkward time where it's happening post some major releases as opposed to right before.
So I don't know if I'm a good person to talk about, but maybe you've got more stuff.
For me, this might not be fair to the movie, but I'm most excited about seeing Watchmen stuff because I don't have to worry about spoilers. The thing that I like most about being excited about Watchmen is that I can devour all the stuff leading up to it, and I don't feel like it's going to ruin the film for me. And the reason I say I don't think that's fair is because I think the lens through which I'm going to be watching Watchmen is, please just give me the graphic novel. I don't want you to add stuff. I don't want you to take stuff away. I want the rest of the world to see why I love this so much. And that's why I'm going to be going in, as a lot of geeks do, sometimes unfairly, and sitting down and going, don't F this up, And
from the trailer so far, do you think that it's been effed up at all?
The trailer I'm very excited about, but the only thing I'm worried about is that it almost looks too cool. It's almost too cool. And the thing I liked most about that image that we saw weeks ago of the old 1950s team, it looked so not cool. It looked like people got costumes out of their closets or sewed them themselves, and it's not the vacuum plastic, not the cool molded plastic helmets and stuff. And now this stuff is, and I don't think it's going to ruin it. That's my only tinge of I don't know.
Well, I too have very mixed feelings about Watchmen, but I think I'll save it for when we see some actual sequences to aid it in bed and maybe conflict or.
What are you excited about?
I'll tell you what, Terminator, that trailer?
It looks great.
Well, first off, Christian Bale is the perfect person to cast as a post-apocalyptic hero.
Although
he has that look, man.
Now, Edward Furlong wishes he grew up to be Christian Bale.